And we are getting some live pictures that we are cutting to the protests that are happening against the citizenship bill, and there are almost more than 70 organizations who have joined in the protest that are taking place at this point in time against the citizenship amendment bill, where you have all these protests that are happening at this point in time in Guwahati as well. We'll get our viewers all the live updates that are happening, and also our reporter there who is tracking all the developments. But this is not the first time when you have such protests that have broken out, including several organizations that have joined in the protest as well. Let me straight away go across to Anirudh. Anirudh, what's the situation there like? Tell us more about the protests that are happening there.
Yes.
Anirudh, just take us through, because we can see the protests that are happening behind you. Prohibitory orders are there in place. Just take us through the protest all about that is happening in Guwahati.
Yes, absolutely. As you can see here, large number of protesters have come together to protest against the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016, and this is a part of the series of agitation that has been on in the state of Assam after the BJP government in center pressed for the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016, which will enable religious minority groups from the countries of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Nepal to get citizenship in India. And this Citizenship Amendment Bill is being opposed in Assam on the grounds that this will only bring in more immigration, more infiltrators to the state of Assam. And not only the organizations out here in Assam, but also several political parties across the country has come together to oppose this Citizenship Amendment Bill. And today more than 70 organizations have gathered here together outside the Assam Legislative Assembly to take out a rally to the Secretariat here in protest against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. And this 70 organizations are being led by Krishak Mukti Sangram Samiti, led by Akhil Gogoi, and also joined by several other political and non-political organizations. Back to studio.
And also, Anirudh, because there are, as you were mentioning, political and non-political organizations as well, but political parties there who too have come out and support and against the Citizenship Amendment Bill there. Talking about Akhil Gogoi, he too has threatened to escalate the protests there. Take us through the developments.
Yes, this Citizenship Amendment Bill will enable the religious minority groups like Hindus and Christians from Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh to get citizenship in India. And this is the very reason that these organizations have come together, claiming that it is giving a religious color to the citizenship debate, and that on grounds of religion no one should be allowed to get citizenship in India, be it a Hindu or Muslim or any other person from any other religion. Their main demand is that as per the Assam Accord, anyone who came to the state of Assam after 1971 is not eligible to get citizenship in Assam, in context of Assam in India. So they have pressed for this demand that keeping the sanctity of the Citizenship Assam Accord that was signed between the government of Assam and the protesting student organizations out here in the state back in 1985. Their demand is that in honoring the Assam Accord, the Citizenship Amendment Bill should not be passed at any cost by the centre.
And what are the basic demands, Anirudh? If they are protesting right there, holding banners and placards against the state government over there, but what are their basic demands, and how are they actually thinking of escalating the protests? Because the government seems that they have placed prohibitory orders for these protests not to take place?
Yes, prohibitory orders are in place, but what we are learning from the district administration and the police that they will be allowed to take out the rally to a certain point, but beyond that point they will not be allowed. Meanwhile, several bike rallies were also approaching Guwahati today morning, but they were stopped in several places in and around the city. And a short while back, a top police source have informed us that the bikes will not be allowed to enter the city to join the rally, but instead if they want to come to join the rally, they can come, but their bikes will not be allowed. It may be mentioned that last night in several places, around 3 places on the outskirts of Guwahati, these bike rallies which were approaching the city in large number, there were more than 500 to 1,000 people in each of the bike rallies. They were stopped by the police and they were not allowed to march ahead. But today morning they were again allowed to march to a certain point on the scouts of the city.
Yes.
And now we are picking
you have
up
more
that
than 70 organizations who are now joined together in protesting when it comes to the Citizenship Amendment Bill. And you have political, non-political organizations that are taking part in these protests, even as you have prohibitory orders imposed in the state. For the moment, Anirudh, thank you very much for joining us.